Hey ladies, let's get started in session 7. Remember that last week or the week before, depending upon when you're watching this video, I goofed up something big and crossed up some assignments and their links. We are going to do 2 assignments for session 7. One of those you did have the ability to look at earlier a few sessions ago, but we are redoing that assignment now. And then remember, inside of session 7, I'm also going to pull down the diversity at work assignment that should have been due in session 5 that I messed up. And so this session 7 will be your second opportunity to get that assignment submitted for grading. So again, let me apologize for that catastrophic mishap that I created. So let's get started talking about session 7. Fingers crossed that we don't have any more mishaps. But session 7 is talking about overcoming and developing. And so this is literally overcoming the barriers we face and the obstacles that we encounter as we are going through our work life, our educational life, our social life, and really figuring out how we can overcome the issue of others not accepting us as diverse individuals. And again, just as a reminder, no matter how plain or common you may feel, you are all very diverse. And there are going to be areas in your life where you are treated differently because of your level of diversity. And then how we can develop ourselves to be better people and not treat others that way. So that is really the focus of session 7. So we're going to teeter-totter between 2 chapters this week, so some in chapter 3 and some in chapter 4. The first activity that you are going to complete, really you can do either one, but I'm going to discuss the 6 areas of development concept map. So that would be the assignment that you see first on your screen. All right, so this is the assignment that some of you had access to and tried to complete a couple of weeks ago. I will say that I tried to spot check what had been submitted for this assignment, and I didn't see any that I spot checked that would have hit the mark for what I was asking and earned the full 100 points. So I want to spend some time really discussing this assignment and making sure that you understand what you're supposed to do. So what you're going to see when you look in your textbook, and remember, I'm blessed to have a paper copy because they send instructors paper copies. So I'm going to show you this from my paper copy. So it's on page 101, and it is a concept map. Looks like this. So if you're able to, look at this in chapter 4, you're going to need to see what that looks like in your textbook, okay? So the center is developing our diversity consciousness. And then outside of the center, there are 6 bubbles, and each of the 6 bubbles represents an area of development. Your focus for this assignment is to read about those 6 areas of development and to then create an outside edge of that concept map. So what you see is a title, and then the 6 bubbles around the edge, and then you're going to then go out from each bubble. So each bubble that you see represented on this page, you're then going to go out from that with another bubble or another box or some sort of list, bulleted list of what that area of development means. Okay, so you'll see in the directions, the number 2 says, here's the reading for each one of those 6. So go back to that. Go back to that reading, reread that section. It says you might want to take notes, but bullet down as you're reading that section what that section really means. What does it really mean for examining ourselves and our worlds? What does it really mean to check up on ourselves? What does it really mean to follow through? Okay. So what I saw when I did some spot checking was some things that didn't mirror this. So whatever you create should mirror this in your book. I should see a center, some sort of centerish title, and I should see 6 different areas. And from those 6 different areas, I should then see another branch or another leg that has some sort of bulleted list or explanation of each one of those 6 areas. So I hope that is a better explanation. If you struggle with this, that's okay. Totally fine. Do what you think you are supposed to do, and then send it to me and let me look at it. You're going to have to do that well before the deadline, though, because remember, the 24-hour response time, sometimes if you wait too late, it doesn't really give us enough time to really talk back and forth. So if you want to work on your concept map and then let me look at it a little before the deadline, I'm happy to do that for you, but you are going to have to work ahead on that assignment. You do not have to do anything crazy extravagant. I'm totally fine if you do this in boxes and in regular font types. I am okay if you do this on paper, but it's going to be very tricky for you to be able to get that submitted into Moodle where I can see it well. There were several ones that I spot checked that I couldn't read because they were so tiny. So just make sure you spend some time deciding the best way for you to create your concept map. There are online programs that you can type your stuff into and it will create it for you. They're great. Just make sure that you screenshot or download your map, because if you just give me a web link, I'm not going to be able to access it later because those free programs kind of delete things as they go. So make sure you have a downloaded hard copy of that. And then I have some examples. Now, mind you, if you're looking at these, there's not an exact one that has exactly 6 bubbles coming off of it. So this was just examples that I pulled, images that I found that I thought, oh, that really gives the idea of what a concept map is. You can YouTube how-to videos. You can do some searching on different programs that help you with that. This is just supposed to be a fun assignment so you can, instead of taking notes on what you read, you're able to put it into a concept map. So enjoy your time as you have the ability to be creative and complete that. So that would be assignment 1. Assignment 2 is a journal. And this goes back to the reading for chapter 3, because remember I said we're straddling chapter 3 and chapter 4 this week. So go back, read and review the Overcoming Diversity Barriers, which was in chapter 3 on pages 83 through 88. And there are 11 strategies through that reading that are shared that help you to overcome barriers that you're facing. And so you're going to read, review, reflect on those 11 barriers, and then you're going to answer some questions here. So there are 3 questions. Please remember that these need to be answered in paragraph form. So one sentence or not even a complete sentence. is not going to earn full credit. So these need to be in paragraph form, explaining yourself. Remember, a lot of this class is internal reflection. So make sure that you're thoroughly explaining your answers. So once you have finished the 2 assignments for session 7, please be reminded that I will be pulling down the diversity skills at work assignment. I'll be pulling that down into session 7 because session 7 is the second week that I'm allowing you to turn that assignment in, since I made a big uh-oh a couple of weeks ago. All right, you guys, y'all rock. Y'all are doing fantastic. If you have questions, reach out to me. If not, I'll see you in next week's video.